Welcome back, it's Rich, and in this episode, Rich reviews Blue Beetle. Let's do it. Welcome back to Rich Reviews, no nonsense movie chat from the UK. And if you like what you see today, don't forget to check out my other videos. Feel free to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. So, Blue Beetle, directed by Angel Manuel Soto. He's a comic book guy, and going into this, I wasn't really familiar with the character, but he's been around in the comics since about 1940, so he is old. He stars Xolo Maridueña as Jaime Reyes, who's probably better known as Miguel from Cobra Kai. I thought it was great in Cobra Kai, and he's really similar in this film too. He's a really likeable character, really good actor. I think he's also really well liked in real life as well. It gets reported quite often, so good to see him in this. The trailers looked okay, but there was nothing in it that really made me want to rush out to the cinema and watch it opening night. So the story revolves around Jaime Reyes and his Latino family all living together in one house, trying to make ends meet in their hometown with troubled financial issues. The film centres entirely around this Reyes family, with each member being likeable. They're all rooting for each other, and consequently you root for them too. But through a series of jobs with our main hero and his sister, Reyes ends up meeting with someone who gets the package to stop it falling into the wrong hands that contains the Blue Beetle gold object without his knowledge. Upon opening it, the beetle attaches itself to Reyes, and thus the transformation into the suit, as seen in the trailers, begins to unfold in a bit of a scary way. We then follow a journey of Reyes working with the suit to take down the bad guys and save the day, and save his family and pay their overdue rent. So, a nice opening to the film, gets you kind of excited, makes you want to see a little bit more. And then on the opposite side of this family, we've got our big bad CEO, Susan Sarandon, who plays some kind of corporate head obsessed with getting hold of the Blue Beetle at any cost. She wants to transfer its power into a kind of henchman, servant, gear of war looking dude, and make some kind of military soldier weapon, and thus sell that to make loads of cash. What follows then from this is really a series of scenes and time spent with our main character while he learns about the suit. It's very similar to Iron Man and Spider-Man. You get the typical rookie first flight moment into the sky, lasers blasting by mistake, and general causing mayhem and destruction with the usual "my bad" or "sorry" comments after someone's house is wrecked and car alarms are going off and fire hydrants blasting water type thing. We've kind of seen that 1,000 times before. The suit really reminds me of Ant-Man and the yellow jacket weapon suit in particular from the first film. So let's talk about what worked in this. The family dynamic present throughout is really fun to see. They're likeable characters and we tend to root for them. There's no one person standing out as being annoying or misplaced. It's well cast, and each one has standout moments, such as the grandma, for example, with a revolving minigun. She does her best Rambo impersonation possible, blasting down the bad guys. The suit, from a comic book movie superhero standpoint, looks great. It's kind of a cross between the Ant-Man's yellow jacket and Iron Man's suit, especially the faceplate, I think. The suit comes with the now standard comic book holographic visor, the usual graphics you can see, and voice assistant telling you and helping him what to do with weapons and flying, just like Jarvis did with Iron Man. And I don't know what's her name did with Spider-Man. However, there's something kind of cool about it. And when it does go to town with the bad guys in some scenes, it offers some new ideas, some great visuals. I did find myself at times thinking, yeah, that was cool. That was really good, that. The film holds a nice sense of fun, and it helps not being connected to other DC properties or any of this multiverse shenanigans of recent trends, which is in kind of a bit of a mess now as well. There's lots of DC things all trying to link together. This one sits on its own. But I do have to mention the soundtrack score. The opening credits I thought sounded awesome. The Atmos really kicked in at times. There's some great effects and great overhead effects that go on throughout the film. That was really good stuff. So what didn't work though in this film? So for me, I didn't find Susan Sarandon a particularly comic book movie style actor, especially in a more fun take, a comedy sort of film like this. Maybe in a more dark, really dark kind of DC or MCU film it might work. But in this, she kind of reminded me of Helen Mirren in the recent Shazam! Fury of the Gods sequel. It's just an odd choice for a villain, that's all. She plays a part well, but with an actor of her calibre and considering what she's done in the past, you'd expect her to absolutely shine, and she kind of can't in this. She's just another generic bad guy role, unfortunately. It's nothing we haven't already seen before. And that's kind of the film's whole problem. We've seen all this 1,000 times already. The suit's basically a mix of everything. It's Ant-Man's yellow jacket, even down to the bad guys wanting to weaponise and sell that, just like in that film. But this time it's black. It crawls all over him, attaches just like Venom. It argues with him like a conscience like Venom. It has Iron Man's look to it, the same flight abilities and a Jarvis-style assistant. It has the Green Lantern, think of a weapon and it appears type ability mixed in. Or with a young man inside acting just like Spider-Man in his early days of learning how to handle a new suit. It's the same thing again. Now, admittedly, it was fun. I enjoyed this. But like them older movies that we watch now, like the first Iron Man or the early Spider-Mans, they are still fun. But know this before you watch it. It's not the same as the more modern stuff. The other issue is the current DC slate being wiped with a new DC universe coming. Blue Beetle sits at the top, at the right-hand side, next to the upcoming Aquaman film. And then you've got this kind of new block underneath. And then below that, you have the kind of the standalones that are due to come out. And this is all being run now by James Gunn. And he said that this was the first superhero of the new upcoming DCU. But Superman Legacy is actually going to be the first film of the DCU. It doesn't really fit in either way. Now, luckily, because it doesn't connect to anything else, it could be kind of dismissed and forgotten about quite easily because of no connections. But likewise, he could also come back into this new DC universe they're building because it's easy to do that, because he's not bringing any connection with him. But it's all a bit confusing to people that are really invested in these timelines. But for a casual viewer, it's fine. So final thoughts. I thought the trailer showed a somewhat okay looking film. It looked quite good. But it did turn out better than I expected. It is fun overall, and it has some really good and cool moments, some great things here and there, but just a few. Yeah, it is the same thing we've seen over and over, but it is worth watching. Just don't expect anything groundbreaking, and I think you'll have a good time with it. If this was released 10 or 15 years ago, kind of around 2010, it probably would have come across really good. But in 2023, it is like a Phase 1 film. 3 out of 5 from me. So if you want to go ahead and watch Blue Beetle, should you take a mate, a date, or stay up late? Stay up late and watch it on streaming at home. You'll have a decent time. You'll tell people who asked about it, yeah, it's not bad, but then you'll probably forget about it the next day. So what did you think of Blue Beetle? Leave a comment below, and until next time, keep smiling, peeps.